All right, I'm going to be talking holidays. I've got all my goodies here to show, to talk about, and talk about. They're launching tomorrow, and there will be some sneak peeks of things. If you don't, I'll let you know when we're getting into the spoiler mode. Do I have my door open? I do. Okay, I'm working on my email for my customers that is going out tomorrow when everything launches, so I can pull things up if anybody has questions. I have a lot of opinions about things, and I think everybody comes around for my opinions. So I'm just gonna wait for a minute for people to get on, say hey, ask me questions about the holiday releases. Good morning, hello, good morning. Yay, my people. Okay, we're gonna talk about holiday releases today. I'm gonna be showing some of the colors of the Advent. I haven't opened all of them. My goal is to catch up on editing. I have opened almost all of them. I haven't edited all my videos yet, and I need to. This Advent is really pretty, but there is a conversation that has to be had about it. Good morning, Alice. Yay. Okay. I do love today I opened, I've already done my makeup once today, washed my face, took the kids to school, and now here I am. I opened today's color, and I think it might be my favorite color so far. And I've opened, this was color number 9, and it's my favorite. I didn't go through the Advent being like, this was my favorite. No, this one's my favorite. So this one is so pretty. I like this Advent. So the Advents of years past, I'm going to go with last year, really. They were some really interesting colors. I wonder if I have them here. I need to see. They were, hold on. Okay, last year's colors were unique. They were two-toned. They looked like one color, and then they would apply and look a little bit different, which was so fun. So yeah, this is some of them. Some of them have been pulled because they're part of the collection, but this was last year's colors. Now these are vibrant, these are bold, these are beautiful, but this isn't going to check a lot of boxes. And this palette of collections so far, hello, how are you? I'm great. This collection I find to be very neutral, and it checks a lot of people who love neutrals. It checks their boxes. There's a couple of punches in there, but I mean, wouldn't you be disappointed if you had, here's my thing, like, I'm going to be real honest about opinions. I will post a video a day and get people who don't, I have a hard time when people want to go in with what they don't like, but nobody says what they do. Appreciate a beautiful color. Appreciate it. You don't have to love it, but also, I'm not subtle. I like, if something's bright and vibrant, I'm going to wear it bright and vibrant. I already know what kind of eyeshadow I'm doing today. I'm really excited about it. And appreciate the beauty of things that may be different from what you like, and see how you can make it your own. Because if you're getting the Advent, there are so many colors that are gorgeous and beautiful and usable. And understanding, it's kind of like, there's this Instagram account that I follow. It's called Ponderosa and Plaid. For my house, it wouldn't work, but I appreciate the beauty and the imagination she has to make this unique home so cool. And it's kind of nice, like when you go on vacation, you stay in a house that isn't like your house, and you can appreciate it. Appreciate the beauty and things that may not be for you. This collection of Advents has so many beautiful neutrals that have a couple of a couple, like 2, maybe 3. I haven't even got, I know what the colors are. So message me if you want to have the spoiler of all the colors. Anyways, that's all I'm saying. Like, always try to stay in a positive mindset, because I feel like negativity is such a tornado, and you can just keep on building, keep on growing, and keep on whipping if you want. But you could also choose to not do that. And that's all I say about anything. That goes with anything. That's when you walk into someone else's home that's not like yours. That's when you get in someone's car that's not as clean as yours. That's when you walk up and see somebody's outfit that you appreciate something out of it. That's all I'm going to say. Okay. The Black Friday sales start on Black Friday. Wow. Hold on. Stand by. I think I have to find a place where I can use a tab. Saving your allowance. Yes. Hold on a second. Saint, not that. What else is it? It's not. I know what the releases are for Black Friday. Or I know what the sales are. I'm not allowed to talk about them. But I can say this. There are some things that are favorites that aren't going to be on the sale, like the lip liners, the eyeliners. I don't even think the gelatos are part of it. I don't think the contours or highlights. It's different this year. It's not bad. Here's what I can say. If you are my customer and you are thinking you might message me and I can talk to you about what I know. Usually they do lip and cheeks, and I think I'm trying to figure out what I'm trying to think of. Alice will know, and she's here. What is the site that's not saying official? What is the other site that tells us the stuff? I'm trying to pull it up right now. Oh, what is it? See? No. I think I have it. Hold on. I'm not gonna tell, but I'm not gonna tell. That's just not who I found it. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna be able to, there we go. Okay, I'm gonna be able to talk about, because they lay it out for us, like here it is, here's when you can share it, here's when it launches. Black Friday will actually start the day before Thanksgiving at 6 p.m. Mountain time. So 5 p.m. 5 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Mountain, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. Okay? It's okay, Alice. I figured it out. I can't talk about it until this next Saturday. But here's what I can tell you, because you mentioned Astoria. If you're needing a new Astoria, get it on the holiday releases. And I can hint to things that might be part of the sale. I'm gonna be just awful about things. Is this one? I'm gonna hint. I'm gonna hint to y'all about things because I'm that person. I'm gonna do as much hinting as I can do. Ooh, that's a good one. If there's anything in my hand you would want, wait. That's the best I can do for hints. But message me if you have a list of things that you're wondering about for the Black Friday. If you have questions about things you're needing to restock on, message me. Does that help? Okay, let's talk about the holiday releases. I'm going to pull up the email I'm creating because it spells something else out for me. Okay, first of all, the Through the Woods collection is available. And I love it. It's the last of the releases from the last year's advent calendar. Okay, good. Send me a DM. Let's see. So here's the Through the Woods collection. You've got Woodland, you've got Winterberry, and you've got Flurry. And let's see. let's see, I'm coming to you from Portland this morning. Yay, Portland, be careful out there. Um, Sunday Shadow is beautiful as a base. Okay, so these colors, I personally think this collection is a tad overpriced. And if you already have a palette too, I would say buy these individually. It's a price difference of about $7. If you bought them individually, you pay about $42. The collection is $49. I think that's a lot for a collection, but you're getting a half-size cleaning tile and a palette, so it's your prerogative, but I want you to keep this in mind on why I'm saying this. I think there's a lot of color. These two colors are very similar to colors we already have. If you have Unicorn, Rome, Sabrina, or Drift, this is actually quite similar. It just doesn't look like it here. Maybe I should start swatching. We're going to be talking about, I don't know, this might be a live where I just do swatches and I don't do my makeup maybe because, geez. Let me take my watch off. This ran into a little bit of a problem yesterday. We're going to do a lot of swatching today, so I may not do my makeup. Okay, so here is Flurry. I love Flurry. It's a really pretty illuminator. It's really great on the eyes. And this is Flurry. It looks like it would have a bunch of different colors in it, but it is a really soft shimmer. Sorry about my marks from my watch. Okay, but this is Unicorn, which you would think would be really close to Flurry, okay? So here's Unicorn. It's much more punchy, but it's very silvery white. And then you have something like Sabrina, which I think is pretty dang close. So if you, and that's what I'm just going to swatch those two because I don't want to be too much into it. Sabrina, Drift, and Rome are very similar, but Flurry is very similar to Sabrina. So I feel like if you have one, I don't want to fill your palette up with a bunch of similar colors. So if you already have that, that's why I like that these shades are available for individual purchase. Okay. Then you have Winterberry, which I thought would look like Bayou, which is gone. No, it's not a matte. This is not a matte. This is a shimmer. It's a shimmer. It's a shimmer. So then you have Winterberry, which is also a shimmer. They're all shimmers from last year's Advent. It reminds me of Atlantic with a little more pigment, but it's very lightly pigmented. But then you have Woodland. I love Woodland. It reminds me of Foxy. And it's a really beautiful bronze, and it has a lot of pigment to it. And it's such a fine milled shimmer that when you put it on the outer corner, it's not, you don't look like you're a bronze eye statue. Like, it's beautiful. My pick is Woodland. I love it. It's so pretty. Let me see if I can find Foxy to swatch next to it. Oh shit, something's in here and it's busted. Spell well shatter. Okay, let me see if I can find, oh, here's Foxy. Foxy I had almost gone. It reminds me of Foxy. It's a little bit deeper, but it's very close. Oh, Spell. Hold on, I gotta clean up a mess. Oh, biscuits. Okay, oh, for goodness sake. Oh, we're gonna have to set this aside. That's a mess, if I ever saw one. Okay. Got a mess on my hands. All right, so that's what I picked. Okay. So none of the colors in the Through the Woods collection are a matte. They're all shimmers. But my pick is Woodland. It's so pretty. I love it so much. I've used it a lot. Okay, so keeping that in mind, I would buy the shadows individually because the holiday release collection is Nostalgia. And I love this collection. This has Dream, which is not available for everyday purchase. This was part of a Advent 2 years ago. And then it was available for individual sale, and then it was discontinued when it went out of stock. And everybody's asked for it to come back, and it came back in this collection. Nothing in here, I'm not gonna say nothing. It comes in a palette too, not this one. It comes in a different one. I'm gonna show you the picture of it. And it's an OG palette if people really care about that. And it's a pattern from, so Saint used to be a company called Mascara, and then they changed it. And come on, Oh, for goodness sake. So when they did that, they had an original palette pattern. Mother trucker. There we go. Oh, fudge. Biscuits, man. Okay, I'm going to show you the pattern is what I'm trying to do here. Okay, so the pattern of the palette you get in the Nostalgia collection is this, and it's a Nostalgia collection because of this palette. So this was an original pattern from when Saint was mascara. Now that being said, it had, do you see the gold flecks that are on the black vine, like leaves? There are some little gold flecks. I do think they will rub off, but yeah. Okay. Oh, I'm going to get into the Pilot brush. Hold on. So you get that palette and these colors. So this is Sadie Lip and Cheek, and it's a beautiful, beautiful lip color. I use it as a lip color, not a blush color. It is about as neutral. It gives you just your lips just a really nice polished look. It goes with any lip liner you want to use. It's a really versatile color. You can also use it to tone down some lip colors. So if something gets too punchy, you can tone it down with Sadie. And then you get Cranberry, which is always available. So you can buy Sadie and Cranberry anytime you want. But if you want Dream, you have to buy the full collection. But if you don't have Cranberry and you don't have Sadie, you won't be disappointed because they are so pretty and they do go together really well. There is a short that I posted yesterday of me using this collection. And I've been using Sadie on a lot of my lip colors, and I pair it with the Plum lip liner. That's been my favorite. So there's a few things I'm going to talk about that I think are worth getting for the holidays, in addition to Plum lip liner being one of them. And then this collection I love, and you get a palette too, which is why I don't think you need to buy this collection. Get the colors you want out of the Through the Woods, grab this collection, you get your palette too. I use the heck out of palette twos. I've used one for my brows, I use one for my powder, and they're also nice if you have everyday eyeshadows, so you can do your makeup and have a mirror right in your face. I love the Nostalgia collection. It's beautiful. If you have a teen, if you have a niece, a granddaughter that's getting into makeup, this collection would be really good for a middle schooler wearing makeup, a high schooler wearing makeup. This is a really great stocking stuffer. I think that they would be happy with it. Okay, so that's what I'm going to say about those two collections. The next thing I want to talk about is a travel brush set. And that is something that they came out with, and I didn't get it. So that should tell you kind of how I feel about it. And it's because it's $25 for this kit. Yesterday I did a live in my Facebook, if you want to go look. I went live 6 hours after doing my makeup, and I didn't touch it up before I went live. That's how my makeup holds up. Good skincare helps your makeup last, okay? So, let's see. You're so excited about the collection. Yes. But you do not have either of those. That's amazing. That's even better. All right, so this is where I really start digging into the Fill Your Sock. I had somebody tell me yesterday on my live that their daughter once asked them if they were on the naughty list because their sock was empty. And that's the exact reason why you should be filling your sock. Ashley might have seen that comment. But here's my thing. And I talk about this every year because I feel like we don't appreciate ourselves enough all year. Find a moment to appreciate yourself. I mean, we know how Mother's Day goes versus Father's Day. You are the reason why I saw this the other day on a thing that says you are decorating your children's memories. You are also decorating yours. Like if you have kids, these are your good old days. These are the days you're going to look back on. Don't look back on your empty sock on Christmas morning. Like, the magic is in the sock. Those have been sitting there empty and hanging for 1 to 2 months for some people. When they wake up and all of a sudden the socks are full, they should be full, toe to top, spilling out, even yours. Your husband is not going to make you return something in your sock. If he is, then there's bigger problems. Fill the sock. I've never expected, I grew up where the sock was magic. The best things fit in a sock. And when you get to an age, the first Christmas that I watched the socks get done, I felt like some magic got lost, but then I realized I was being introduced to a new season, and that was the Society of the Sock. That's what I'm calling it, the Sock Society, okay? And with that, with the Society of the Sock, that's when the kids are asleep, your husband, your grandpa, for me it was my grandpa and my dad, they were in the living room having pie, eating off the cheese log, having a beer, watching TV. The kids are going to sleep, everyone's watching something together, but then when you know the kids are asleep, the women quietly get up and start taking down the socks, and we took it to a room where the kids couldn't see, and you lay them out, and then together you create magic in there, and you giggle, you have your wine or your tea or whatever you're having, and you're doing this sock thing. Like, remember that nothing has to be lost. You make it new and make it yours. Okay, I'm done, sort of. Okay, the brush travel set, I'm going to show it to you. I think they're pictures. This is the only picture I'm going to show because I think that their advertising pictures are terrible. This is the kit. Now, it looks sleek because of the lid. From what I was told, the case feels a little cheap. Also, the kabuki brush is great. I don't touch my makeup up, so this is a travel brush set that's meant to go in your purse, in your car. I've heard that the kabuki brush is really great for applying the makeup. I've never needed a spoolie in my life while traveling. And then it comes with two, it's hard because it's black on black. It comes with two eyeshadow brushes. If you need a travel brush set, you get the Pilot brush. You can also get this collection on Amazon for $11.99 and it's pink. So I just feel like I'd rather you, when you buy your Saint stuff, to buy well and to know what you get, you know what you're getting. The base that the brushes fit in, that kabuki brush, is pretty big, and I can't show you a picture of it because they put it on a black blanket. It's chunky. It's not sleek. It's thick at the base and then a thin lid. And so I personally would rather you get it. How much is this thing? It's $25 for this, or you can get it on Amazon for $11.99. Get the Amazon one if you're really wanting this. That's my opinion. Want your money, but not that bad. Come on, I want you to get good stuff. If you want a travel brush, get the Pilot brush. This has your face brush, okay? Two ends of the face brush, but then it has eyeshadow brushes on the inside. I have never needed a spoolie ever in my car unless I was doing my whole face in my car. Anyways, this is your travel brush. This is the best brush. It's the 3D brush, which is a fan favorite. And I love the fluffy end of this brush. It's a little more dense than the eyeshadow brush, which is great. Okay, so for me, if you want a travel brush, go get a Pilot brush. It's gonna be black, not gold like mine is. And it's really good. I've talked the snot out of it for a long time. You know I like that one. Get that one if you're looking for travel brushes. So that's all I'm saying about that. I'm telling you about it. I'm giving you a link to it. I'm making my email, and at the bottom of my email will be my top picks. Or I'll put it right next to it and say, I prefer the Pilot brush over this. So yeah, that's what I say about that. Okay, next product I want to talk about are lipsticks. And I am going to swatch these together. Just got to get all the palettes out. Okay, you know me and my opinions. I've been pretty honest about it. Okay, so Saint came out with 2 new lipsticks. Here's the trigger. They're not labeled. I think it's the dumbest thing they've ever done. Because if you're gonna have 3 lipsticks that look exactly the same, they should probably have a label on them. That's the only bad thing I have to say about the lipsticks. So this is what I'm talking about. Okay, my pick of the lipsticks is Diamonds Are Forever. And that's this one. It looks like the Tom Ford, and it's cheaper, and it's sparkly. Oh, there we go. And it's so pretty, okay? And then you can go to, I don't like putting it on that. Okay. You can just grab it and put it on, and you don't have to worry. You can even go outside of your lip line, and it's even better. You don't have to think when you apply this. You could be sitting at the table, put this on. People have stopped me at my table when I've put this on at a restaurant, not telling me I'm gross, but to say, what is that? This is my Christmas pick for the lipsticks, okay? Wait, is the Pilot brush gonna be on sale? I'm not saying no brushes are going on the sale, but no brushes are on the sale, which bums me out. Bums me out. I'm even double checking right now. They have before, but no, I'm double checking. No. I'm I'm not allowed to talk about it. Usually I always say restock on Black Friday, but okay, so the next part I'm going to talk about is I love this. Again, if you have a niece, if you have a daughter-in-law, if you have whatever, this will always win. It's beautiful on its own. It's beautiful on top of things. It's beautiful with the plum lip liner is my favorite. That's what I've come to terms with. I love the plum lip liner. This goes really well with it on its own. Okay, Renaissance, any of those things. Okay, these two. Every year they come out with Ever-Red. Ever-Red is a tin. It's coming out in the tin again. And this is Ever-Red. And it's a really beautiful berry color, okay? My list is a new face foundation. Okay, Sandy is going to have, hold on. My list is going to have Drift on it. I love Drift. Going to have the Pilot brush, yes. Astoria for eyebrows. Nice. I don't use the contours. I've used the pencils and those are nice, but Astoria, that's a good idea because I've always had a hard time using Astoria. Okay. Rose Gold is no longer available. I don't think, is Rose Gold available? Is it? Is it still there? Do we still have the, oh, we do, cool, okay. Yeah, Rose Gold is very, very, very pretty, and it's really pretty mixed with bronzer too. Okay, Ever-Red comes back every year at Christmas time, and then it goes away, and it's a really pretty berry red. So if you like the more berry tones, so pretty. If you're wanting like a bright, vibrant red, I would get the Gelato in Pomegranate. I wore this last week. It's a little too bright for me, but that's more of like fire engine red. But you know how I like Diamonds Are Forever. Diamonds Are Forever with Ever-Red. Look at how pretty that is. When I saw, it's so pretty. When I saw this get shown when they were releasing it to us, I actually gasped because it's so beautiful. But look right here, when you put it on, it's not in the stick. It's on the exterior, so it's not making it all super glittery, okay? I didn't like the scented illuminators either. I think they all smell like bad bathroom soap. I liked the Fruit Punch collection. Okay, so this is Diamonds Are Forever in Ever-Red, and I love it. I love the way it applies, and it is the same, okay? Now, because it's a lipstick, you do have to push it a little harder, but it's the same. It's not different, and it goes on really nice, but you can't obviously mindlessly put it on like you can with Diamonds Are Forever, but it's a sheer berry color. It's your prerogative. Do you want it in the tin? Do you want it in a stick? I mean, this is so, can you imagine being in the bathroom at an event and oh, it's pretty. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. And honestly, I hate rubbing my finger in it. So that is even better. Plus, if you were born with the year 19 at the beginning, who doesn't like lipstick, okay? All right, the next color is a color that's always available. And if you don't like berry, you want something a little more deep, okay? I find the lipsticks last longer than the tins. I put on one of them, and I wore it for, honestly, it also depends. Like, I'm really bad about hydration, so I'm not drinking a lot of water. I don't drink, once I finish my coffee, hard pressed to see when I'm gonna drink something again. I'm very dehydrated all the time. I hate the taste of water. Whatever, okay. Full glam look, I do. I haven't done one in a long time. I might be getting to do full glam though, next month. We'll see. I told my friend that if her husband doesn't want to go to this benefit, I will be her date. I'm already looking at dresses just in case. Okay, the next color is, if you don't like this vibrant red, Black Cherry. Okay, Black Cherry is another gloss, very similar formula to Ever-Red, but it's a little more of a plum purple, a deeper purple. A lot of people love it. A lot of people are terrified of it. Hands down, whenever I would do parties, back when Saint did parties, I would put this on everybody because everybody was like, I'm not putting that on. And then we would put it on and they'd all buy it. Okay. So, is this it? Yes. They made it a lipstick and I love it because it looks like a matte. How pretty is that? I biffed it a little bit, but whatever. But it is a gloss, okay? And it is a similar color. All right, so it is the same color. It goes on really well. It lasts a really long time. It's great. I love the lipsticks. I hope, and so here's the other thing I want to say. They are almost testing these products with us to see what our responses are. So share your feelings, but don't go down a rabbit hole of being a butthead. I like a good compliment sandwich. Okay, so what are my thoughts on Sangria and Saffron? Because if you don't have any reds yet, but I'm trying to choose between those and Everred. Okay, I would say get Everred because you can only get it once a year. You can get both of those colors all year. I find them to be beautiful. Sangria, or was it Saffron? Saffron was my go-to for a long time. It's a matte though, and Everred is a gloss. So they're different formulas completely. I love this as a lip liner with Diamonds Are Forever. So pretty. I like Sangria over Saffron, but they're so close. But I love it, especially in the summer. Sangria is my favorite in the summer as a lip, in addition to blush. It's stunning. If it gets too dry, melt it, reset it, and it's new again. I love it. So if you're looking to add it, honestly, I would get Everred because you can only get it once a year. And if you regret not getting it, you got to wait a whole year. That's my opinion. All right. So those are the lipsticks and I love them. I highly recommend them. They last a long time. They apply really well. Okay. So there we go. What's the next thing I'm going to talk about? Palette. I'm going to talk about the palette. We have a new palette pattern. I wish they would have brought back the red and green from last year. Those were really pretty. But this is this year's palette pattern. They're only coming out with one. It's a very moody holiday release. Yeah, so this is pretty. I got it in a palette 12. They are available in 4, 8, 12, 18, and 27. These are really good. Is it 27? I can't remember, but all the double decker, the triple decker, the 12, the 4, the 8, they're all available in this pattern. And here's what I like about this, because sometimes they come out with patterns, I'm looking for it, where the print rubs off, like this one. It made me mad, makes it look cheap. I don't like it. This one doesn't do that. And it's also a material that's easy to clean. So you just take like your brush cleanser, spray a microfiber, and then rub it off and it takes it off. Don't use rubbing alcohol, use our brush cleanser. It's so good. But don't spray it directly on. But this is so pretty. I love a palette 12. Palette 12 is what I recommend to everybody, an 8 or a 12. People typically get 8 and then they wish they got a 12. This is your starter size palette. So there's that. Okay, now that's all I want to say about the palette because it's beautiful. I got one. I mean, if I buy it, you know, I like it at this point. And like a travel brush set. Okay, advent calendar. I think this one is really fun and pretty. I love that it's a different shape. Last year we had this little book thing. I love seeing what the shape of the advents are going to be because they are so fun. It comes in a hat box. That's why you can see it here, is because that's the lid. And it's so fun. Okay. So these are the advents. I still have... Oh, I was like, wait, I only have 3 left to open. I have many videos to edit still, but they are so pretty. I am going to tell you right now, spoilers are coming. I'm going to show you the ones I've opened. If you want to send me an email, there's a link in the description. Send me an email and I can send you a picture of what all the colors look like. I do have a spoiler picture. Okay, but these are so fun to just open one at a time. Advents aren't just for kids. They can be for us too. And if there's one that you just don't like, make it a gift. Okay, so here's the spoilers. They're very pretty. Yes, it's punchy. Yes, it's dark. They're so pretty. This one by far, this was what I opened today, and it is so, it just takes you to a gloss, and you can't even, oh, it's so pretty. I love it. When I went to go wash my face, the iridescence, it not transfers, but it changes. So it's kind of purpley, kind of blue. It's almost like, it reminds me of the Blue Fairy. I love it. It looks better on than in the tin. Here's the thing I want to talk about. So there are two colors, this white one here and this purple one here. And these are a new product. These aren't matte shadows. These are putty powders. So you can rub them with your finger and wipe them. But if you use a brush, I'm trying to find a white brush to show. So if you have, okay, a brush and you're rubbing it in, very little transfers onto the brush and it won't show up on your skin really. Okay, so you can see what you're expecting to transfer on won't. So here's what I'm gonna say. You can swatch it with your finger, and I think this color, which is Ruffle, you can feel that this is not a powder. You can feel this is different, but the color is really pretty, but you can apply it with your finger. I don't know many people that do their eyeshadows with their finger, but whatever. What you need to do, and I need to wipe some shimmer off. It's a matte, but what you need to do is take a Plush and Prep mist, okay? The Advent is really pretty. It's very neutral, checks a lot of boxes. All right, you're gonna take Plush and Prep mist and you're gonna spray, ooh, I sprayed it in my coffee, your brush. And so you're gonna get it kind of damp, pretty damp, not a little bit. I wouldn't recommend spraying it with something like this because that mist is just too fine. And then you can go in and you can pick it up and then it can apply. Now remember, when I swatch things, I'm putting a lot of pigment on it, but this thing buffs out really well and it blends nicely. So it can be really light, it can be super punchy, and that's what you need. It has to be a wet brush or your finger, which I think is crazy. Okay, but this white one is the same. It's super sheer if you're going to do it with your finger. Like you barely see it if you're going to rub it with your finger. It had, in my opinion, I'm gonna get a different brush. You need a wet brush for the white one. The white one is called Chantilly Lace. And you need to spray the brush. Whoops, there we go. Okay, get it good and damp. And then you can go in and buff into that white. Okay. And then it goes on, but it's a sheer white. I'm trying to get it to actually show. And it's hard. But there it is. It's a sheer white. I don't think it's what they were really expecting. And I know they wanted a white to help tone some things down. I just don't think that, I don't know. I had a lot of feelings about these new products being launched on this Advent calendar. But yeah. But I put Ruffle on as a lip color also, and it's really pretty. It reminds me of Black Cherry, but it didn't last very long, so I would still recommend the lipstick. Okay, I am going to be doing my makeup with these colors today. You know what's really pretty together? Ruffle and Clementine. So I'm going to swatch these really quick. This is Sparkling Cider, and it's a really pretty champagne. Then we have Sunday, which is a good base for some skin tones, and it's very pretty, very light, good base, okay? Like I said, this collection with the Advent checks that last year was those punchy, vibrant colors. This year they're going a little more on the neutral side. This is Copper, and it's so pretty. Copper is lovely. Look at that. It's really pretty, and it's really pretty on the lips, okay? Then we have Clementine. Now, somebody immediately saw me share it today in my Facebook group and said, well, I don't like that one. Okay. I have a hard time when nobody says anything and the only thing they do is come on to say they don't like it. Like, I get it, but I don't want to live in negative. All right. But it's also this. Okay. So it's also this. Orange isn't for everyone, but I tell people all the time to buy Leo or Santa Fe, and they love it. This is really pretty, trust me, okay? Then we did the Chantilly lace already. This one is called Swan Song. I don't love the name. Swan Song, and it's a shimmer. Super pretty. This one's very chunky. This is a great holiday color, great for your inner corners if you like a shimmery inner corner, okay? And then this color right here, oh, I used it today as my transition. This is Juliet. Do you see? I feel like this has almost like magical shimmer in it, and it's super pretty, okay? All right, so we're gonna grab Juliet. We're gonna pop that one on, and it goes, oh, it's such a pretty, again, I put it all over my lid, and then I brought it up as my transition shade, and I put it with the color Midnight, and this color right here, which, what's it called again? Ribbon, okay? I put on, this is my transition, London, which is like a deep purpley gray, and it was so pretty. And then I took Ribbon, because I can't remember anything, and I put Ribbon on my lid, and it was stunning. So pretty. That just makes you look glossy. It's so pretty. So I love this Advent because it isn't, let me grab those colors from last year. These were a little too wild for some people. So it went from this to this, and it went to a more neutral, everyday wear kind of color. But also, if you have 12 colors and you're like, I don't like clementine, you have 11 colors you do like. And it's so good. All right, we're gonna start digging into makeup now. And the putty powders don't have fallout, okay? I'm gonna do one kind of glammy today. Then I gotta go thank Coach Swim. It's gonna be fun. I personally love the Advent. The putty powders were a little adjustment for me, but once you figure out how to use them, beautiful. Okay, we're gonna put on our primer. Oh, I'm gonna put a little eye cream on because I've already blocked. I've done a number on my face this morning. Okay, Beauty Society, I don't know what their Black Friday is gonna be. I do know they have their lash serum out, and I bought some, and I'm so excited to use it. I have pictures of people who have used it. It looks like it works wonderfully. Alice, who might still be here, I don't know. She'll tell you if it's good because I know she used it. I just haven't gotten it yet. I missed the boat and it sold out before I could get it. It sold out quick. Honestly thought it would sell out again, and it hasn't yet, so it's still available, something worth getting. I'm hoping Beauty Society does some kind of a discount on things. We're gonna be hybriding our face again because it's November and I should be talking about both things. All right, this thing though, so good. Usually Beauty Society does an Advent too, and they fill it with all, like, a variety of things, skincare, makeup, everything, products that aren't always available only in the Advent. Usually they have this in there. This is so good. This is Upgrade. It has a doe foot that's cold. You can refrigerate it if you want or not. It's still cold, and it just helps with massaging and what's the words? I'm looking for words, but I can't find them. All right. I don't know if my eyeshadow primer is going to go on sale, but I love the snot out of this stuff. All the things with this stuff is so stocking friendly because I love stockings, and my son loves stockings too. Okay, and so good. Okay, this brush is called an Oval Fluff brush. It is with Beauty Society. I use it as my prep brush. I like a short, wide brush for prepping and pushing out, but I also like a brush that's just for this. But that eye cream is a perfect stocking stuffer. How long are the holiday releases going? They are available until while supplies last. While supplies last. The Advent calendar typically does sell out. I think this one will sell out because it is going to check more boxes because it's not so crazy wild. So set your timer for 10 a.m. Mountain Time tomorrow. That's when the launch will be. I always set it for 5 minutes after because the website always crashes. So it's while supplies last. All right, the next, I'm going to switch brushes because I'm going to use Chantilly Lace as my prep for my eye look today. So we're going to take Plush and Prep Mist, and we're going to wet the brush. I spray all the sides with it. And then we're going to go into Chantilly Lace, rubbing it in. And then I'm going to prep my lid and make it a nice, bright, look at how pretty that is, okay? Wet brush, or it won't go on like this. And it blends out really nice, really easy. It's good, okay? And I'm just going to buff this down with my finger. It really picked up a lot more than it did with my hands, but having a bright base really helps punch up your eyeshadows. If you feel like you can't see them, maybe you just need a brighter base, but powders blend best on powders, and these are putty to powder. So keep that in mind. Boom, 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 just pressing this out. Okay, that's one bright base, and I'm all about that base. Okay. I'm gonna try the Sunset Eyes with Ruffle. Is it Ruffle or Ribbon? Jesus, Ruffle. Because it reminds me of Miha when it's on. Who taught me to use makeup? Well, yeah, can't tell right now, but it looks like I suck at it, right? Playing with it. I didn't go to school for it. Makeup should be fun or you're doing it wrong. If you're not having fun with your makeup, I'm sorry. But also, makeup's not for everybody. And the nice thing about makeup is that if you do a crap job, it washes off. Don't like it? Wash it off. Okay. But makeup is all about, I watch a lot of videos of different people doing their makeup, and yeah. And that's kind of what I go off of. I am going to go into Santa Fe. I'm going to use, it still feels wet. I don't want a wet brush with Santa Fe because Santa Fe is a pressed pigment. All right, we're going to use a fluffy brush. I'm going to go into Santa Fe, and it's a warm orange. And we're going to push this up here. And I like a good sunset eye. And that's just going to be taking something orangey warm. I wish we still had Leo. I was hoping they'd put it in the Advent. But, I mean, why do we want an Advent with old colors, right? A lot of people have Leo, especially if you've ever talked to me about makeup. And we're going to put this on the brow bone. If you are hooded, now from the front I don't look hooded. However, when I turn, my droop really comes down. Sunset eyes, I just think it looks like a sunset. And that's why I call it that, because the pink's going to fade into the orange, and I think it looks like a sunset. Okay, so it's something I kind of just made up, and every time I meet people and do their makeup, they ask for it. All right, going in with Santa Fe at the top, just really focusing on the outer part of the corner of the eye, bringing it out farther, living above the crease, especially if you're hooded. You have a lot of real estate up there, use it. Okay, I'm going to go to this small end here. I'm going to put this back. And I'm going to go into Swan Song with a small brush. And I'm just going to press this on below my brow. Usually I do this first, but I didn't today. And it's just a nice subtle shimmer. A subtle shimmer, it gives the illusion of lift. Okay, now, is this the wet end? Or did I do that on the, I don't even know. We're going to spray this again on both sides. And we're going to go into Ruffle because it is that putty powder. We're going to grab some. And then I'm going to start low. And I'm going to go at the base of that Santa Fe color and go into the crease and a little on the base of the brow. Same over here. We're going to go in the crease and at the base of the brow. And it's just going to play with that Santa Fe color. Now again, this can be punched up. There is a video coming of me using this color, and I put it all over my lid. Okay, and it's so, so pretty, and I do want to bring this farther down. So I'm going to bring this on the outer part of my lid, not the inner part of my lid. Like this. This is a color, it just reminds me of Miha, and that was one of my main colors I used for that Sunset Eyes, and it was so pretty. But if you're looking for a good Thanksgiving color, Clementine is your color, because it can be subtle, it can be punchy, it's up to you. But again, makeup should be fun or we're doing it wrong. Okay, so I'm just putting this Ruffle color on. It looks pink. It's not such a deep plum like you thought. It can be if you want it to be, but it doesn't have to be. And it doesn't crease, and having a powder, putty to powder, means there's no fallout. All right, grabbing it again, I'm gonna put a little under the eye. A little under the eye. All right, next I'm going to do two colors, and I'm going to start with the lighter color, which is the one I used today. Oh, wait, I want to add a little depth to my outer corner. So we're going to go into Philly. I honestly think what takes an everyday look to a glam look is shimmer. And it's a certain kind of shimmer. I'm going to take the small round end up. This is a smudge brush. And we're going to tap a little in. And I'm just going to go on this outer part of my eye here and just jazz up. Deepen. I like a little bit of a cat eye, so I bring mine out past my outer corner. You can push it in and work it into that ruffle color. It's so pretty. And up. Okay. Now I'm going to go into ribbon. And ribbon is just pretty. I'm going to put ribbon in on this inner part of the lid. Look at how pretty that is. It has so many different kinds of colors that pull. Okay, so we're just putting that in right there. And then I'm going to take Clementine. We're going to put that right here. And we're going to push that into that ribbon. It's so pretty. Pretty, pretty, pretty. And it goes well with purple. Trust me, we're going to get the rest of the face on. And you can judge me then and tell me I've lost my mind. But it is very pretty. And also eyeshadows change form when the rest of the face is done. So stay with me. I feel like my chair is sinking again. Where's my stick? Oh, it did. Okay. I am going to take our black liner. This stuff is a silk. It goes on really well. And then it also stays. And I'm going to grab, I hope, an endpoint brush or an etch brush. I'm not entirely sure what I have here. That's a lash brush. I had it, guys. Or did I wash it? I'm a mess. I am a mess. Trying to find brushes that I've cleaned. I cleaned all my brushes. It took me over an hour, but I was hoping somebody would appreciate it. Like me, but then I can't find anything. Ah, there we go. Endpoint brush. This is your lip liner and eyeliner brush. I'm going to use the bigger end because I'm going to be going onto my waterline. I'm going to take this black and put it on the brush. I like this much better than sticking a big fat pencil in my eye. All right, so we're gonna take this and I'm gonna roll this onto my lash and then roll it onto the waterline. And then I just color my waterline with it. And it's super easy, but it also takes practice. Okay, you're finally able to waterline. Okay, awesome, okay. I know you've had a hard time with it. I'm glad that this one wasn't sensitive to your eye. Okay, I just find that this pencil is a little too thick for waterlining. So the endpoint brush for the win. All right, grabbing this, we're gonna get the other side. And eyes for me always take the longest. There's a lot of steps, a lot of details. And holiday parties are coming. And ribbon, shimmer, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. I'm probably gonna put it on for the rest of all of the looks because I like it so much. Grabbing that little tip, grabbing some more black, and I'm just gonna get the inner line right here because I don't like bringing my eyeshadow or my eyeliner all the way across. I just like to have a little definition on the inner corner. And then when I put my mascara on, it'll go all the way across. All right, grabbing some more, and I am gonna go right here and I'm gonna buff this into my lashes, and then I'm gonna work this outward before it sets, because this stuff does set and then it stays. And I use my fingernail to give it a little tug, because I like a tiny but mighty wing. I like to have a little thick eyeliner on the outer part of my lashes so that it gives the illusion of fuller lashes. Just adding that just gives that eye a little more shape. Okay. Okay, Amanda, you suggest this is good for waterlining and good eyeliner that stays put, right? Yes. This stuff stays put. I actually have to use a makeup melt to remove it. I can't just remove it with just soap. So I use my Beauty Society's Take It Off, and I've made a video showing how quick it melts it off. You should always double cleanse. You need to just wash the makeup off, and I like using a makeup melt and a microfiber, and then going in with a cleanser to wash my skin. And eyeliner is so hard to get to match on both sides. Okay, that's as close as I'm gonna get. Okay. But adding just a little depth, you don't have to. A lot of people think if you do a wing, you gotta like do a wing. You really just have to add a little depth out here, and it will add a lift to your eye. All right, now we're gonna go in with the mascara. My favorite mascara is FanFest by Beauty Society. Still haven't made a video on it. Shocking, right? I've been talking about it for weeks, months. Okay, if you are a person who has done glue-on lashes a lot, lash extensions a lot, you know the struggle of your lashes and how fine and thin they get from doing that. And you need a serum to rebuild your lashes. Get a good serum. I like Babe Lash. I'm about to start the Beauty Society one, which shows excellent results. Haven't used it, but I have used Babe Lash and it worked really well. But a lot of people have recommendations for them. If you're here live, you'll see people probably start listing them, but all the comments disappear after my live. Okay. Okay. Which one do you want to write down? FanFest? This one's my favorite because it volumizes. If you're wanting to rebuild your lashes and look like you have them, you're really wanting volume, not length. Otherwise, it looks like you have 5 lashes that are really long, and nobody wants that. Okay. I love this. I haven't tried Beauty Society mascara yet either. Okay, so we're going to take this, and I'm going to wedge this at the base of my lashes and wiggle my lashes into the bristles and then lift. And I go to the outside, I go and do that in the middle, and then I'm going to go to the inside and lift. The lifting is key. Wiggling the lashes in and lift in the middle again, and then outside, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle in. You're wanting to build product on the base, and you could already see it looks fuller. Looks like I have eyeliner going all the way across. And then you're just building on top of that product. Building on top of that product. Don't worry about the tips or the length right now. We're building a base that looks thick and natural, but we're not wanting it to look clumpy. Clumpy mascara is not the win. When you reload, you go in, swirl, and come out. You don't want to pump, you're pushing air in. All right, and you're just building this until it starts to feel tacky, because when it starts to feel tacky, that's when you're going to start getting chunky. And then once that happens, you stop building at the volume difference just from doing that. It takes building. Then we're going to go down on the top, and then we're going to curl away. And that's going to coat the tips. And then you can start building onto the length from the mid up. And that's going to give you length. I don't curl my lashes. It scares me. But I do have thin lashes, fine lashes. Fine lashes don't mean you don't have lashes. Fine lashes means you need to enhance them by building product on them, because fine means thin. The hair thin. And so when you build the product on it, it's going to make it look bigger. It's like, does that make sense? Okay, no, this is by Benefit. FanFest by Benefit. All right, I've used all the Saint ones, and I found that there was a lot of fallout and transfer down here, which made my eyes look dark, deep, and more mature. Okay, same thing over here. Going to the outside, wiggle, 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 lift. Wiggle, 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 lift. Wiggle, 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 lift. Back to the middle, wiggle, wiggle, lift. Outside, wiggle, wiggle, lift. Waterlining will help give that fullness. And there you go with seeing that eyeliner look. And then we're going to keep building on that base to build volume by thickening the, it's not a follicle. What is it, Lisa? Okay. Of just the hair itself, you're just thickening it and putting a good coating of product around the base. All right. building, building, building on that base first. We don't care about the tips. We're just building from the bottom to the mid on top of each other. Then you come down from the top, curl away, down from the top, curl away, and then go back up to push it back up. You don't want to push your lashes down. You're going to train them to grow down. Okay? So then we're just building that up, up, up. And there you go. But having that thicker liner on that outside is going to make your lashes look thicker. But I think natural lashes are coming back, Jack. We don't need all the glue-on stuff. I like glue-ons when I know I'm going to have to like get in the water or something. It makes me look more put together in my opinion. Okay, so there we go. Now we're going to add our makeup, and it's going to make my eye makeup, eyeshadow pop. Okay, so get yourself a good primer, Milk Hydro Grip. Pay attention to the sales at Ulta and Sephora and wherever else this stuff is sold, because Black Friday's coming. Great stocking stuffer. Okay, just remember, what do you want in your stocking? Get yourself some earrings. He's not going to tell you to return it. You know, but here's a nice thing about Saint. I don't know if Beauty Society does this. Lisa can tell me, or Alice. Make your list. You can add anything to a list. I think it's open on the website to add to list, so you can have a quick checkout. But you could also share the link to your list to your husband, and he can buy your list for you. But also, men can be forgetful. So buy it yourself. Buy it yourself. One of the things that I'm starting to do this Thanksgiving is I'm starting with kids first. I don't think I'm going to do it for grown-ups because grown-up advent calendars are more expensive. But every kid seat gets an advent calendar, and everybody's is kind of geared towards what they like. So I do it for my kids, but I also do it for my nieces and nephews. So I have my little niece, and she's really obsessed with, it's not Bluey. I can't remember what it is. It's one of those awful shows. But I got an advent calendar for it. And Paw Patrol. But I got her a little Paw Patrol one. And then my nephew, he's really into Legos. So I got him an advent Lego tree. And the advent builds the tree and ornaments, and it lights up. It's super fun. Neato for my daughter. And then I did a Wicked jewelry makeup-y one for my other daughter. So it's just fun to add little things to Thanksgiving and get them into the holiday spirit. Okay, putting this away for right now. And we're going to get into makeup. Okay, let's see. What brush do I want to use? I'm going to use a buff brush. You want a nice dense brush when you're working with liquid foundation. I've used the paintbrush looking ones, and I just didn't like the way it didn't work it into my skin the way I wanted it to. I'm using Beauty Society because I'm hoping it's going to go on sale. Plus, I really like it. It has a really nice dewy finish. So if you have mature skin and it's dry, this is a really great foundation. So this is oil-free, and it has age-reversing serum in it. It should not be for your skincare. It's in addition to. So do your skincare. Let your skincare sit for a good 20 minutes or more. But then this has a really nice hydration to it. And then Beauty Society Incognito. This has also full coverage, anti-aging coverage in it. So these together work really well, but I'm not a big matte finish person, okay? You should do a raffle of some sort. Oh, that would be fun. When my son can't be here on Christmas, I do a sock in a box. It's fun. I have a whole, you guys really get me going on side chats, but stockings are a big deal in our family. No matter if you have even friends get a stocking. Everybody who's here on Christmas morning gets a sock. Everybody. You could have just met somebody 2 weeks ago and you're bringing them home for Christmas and you get a sock. Okay? And so my rule when you graduate and move, my son is 25 now. He turned 25 Friday. He gets his sock and 3 gifts under the tree. And his partner that he brings, he had one last year, he's got a new one this year. She gets a sock and 3 gifts. And then if they get married one day and have kids, those kids get the stuff under the tree, but you always get 3 gifts as an adult under the tree. That's my rule. Because I feel like, and maybe this is a trauma response, Your kids are your kids for so long, and then they start living a life, and you can't continue to pour into your adult children and forgetting the people they bring and the children they have. I'm gonna leave it at that. Everyone always gets a sock. Nobody comes to my home and I hand this person a sock and then walk away from the other person who gets nothing. It's just not for me. I will always be completely inclusive. You will be treated the same. You will be warm and welcomed into my home the same as anybody who's been here forever. Okay. I've had people say that to me, but I'm so good at lists. I suck at checking things off. Okay. Anyways, when he can't be here, I take everything I would put in his sock, because I won't let him take his sock home, and I put it in, you know those packed boxes, the hard boxes with the lid that already look like a package? I make it a display, so when he lifts the lid, it's like displayed in there, all super cute, but you get the box and you put everything from the sock in a box, and the tag is the shape of a sock. So he comes home before Christmas first. I made gingerbread day for a way to celebrate Christmas with family when they can't all be together on Christmas. And so he gets to take his sock, and he opens his sock in a box here, but every gift under the tree he takes home to put under his tree. So his tree is full Christmas morning for him. He never waits that long, but I can only be so controlling. Okay, I'm gonna mix two, Fabulous and Alluring. They're really not that far off, but Fabulous is just a touch too dark, and Alluring is just a touch too light, and that's just how it is. So we're gonna take a dense brush, and I wanna show you this oil-free, okay? So, oh, I can't wait for him to have a wife and a family, and I get to introduce her into like the sock society. All right, so we're gonna take Alluring and we're gonna put some on, and I really just kind of want you to pay attention to the fact that I talk so much and this doesn't absorb. When you have a watery oil, when you have an oil-free foundation, they tend to just soak in. I'm making a lot of noises here. All right, so there's my foundation. I'm setting them aside with the lids, okay? Boom. We make our own stockings. We have templates, and then if you're bringing somebody new that's gonna stay, and I get to decide when this happens, by the way, they get to go to my mom's house and they go and sit with her with crafts, and they build a sock for their friend. And it's so fun. And then if it doesn't work out, we just get rid of the sock. It's just felt and garbage, but it makes it sweet. So this does not absorb in, it sits, which is nice, because usually that, I really don't like a matte finish that has that 24-hour wear, because I have some pores and fine lines that I feel like it enhances them in a way I don't like. And I want to know my makeup has movability, because my skin is more movable than it used to be. And I want my makeup moving with it, not cracking. Cracking was a big problem for me. Okay. The Sock Society. I need shirts. But right now I'm a Sock Society of one. My husband goes to bed, and I don't mind, as long as he helps me with like putting this stuff under the tree, because it's a lot. It's different. Everybody does things so differently. He doesn't do things the way I did, and I've had to change it, and it makes it so hard. Okay, so anyways, we're gonna take these two colors, and I am going to go around the bottom of my face. I'm not gonna go up top. I'm gonna go over my scarring here. I got stuff, got hyperpigmentation. I've got scarring from old cystic acne. And then I also have this new not marionette, but my chin line comes up from sleeping. Okay. Do I like eggnog? Okay, I like eggnog, but not with liquor. I have a weird, I don't like the liquor ones. But I do, so Kroger has a pumpkin eggnog, probably my favorite, but I also milk it down. So I'll do like half eggnog, and then I'll put, not a whole half, but like a quarter milk to a half. Does that make sense? I milk it down with some milk, and then I put nutmeg on it. It's so good. But yes, we do love nog. My mom makes it from scratch, but good luck getting her to actually do it again, because I've been asking for a long time, and she's got a heavy pour for alcohol. So yeah, but we just do eggnog as soon as it's available. But this foundation using the dense brush. I'm going in stippling where I have fine lines and pores because I want it to get into all the little nooks and be more skin-like. But this gives a nice amount of coverage. You can still see my stuff. That's okay, because I think everything you put on your face should have a purpose. Okay, so we're putting this on. I guess my question is, what's the best alcohol that would go in eggnog that doesn't have that heavy, maybe? I don't know, what alcohol goes in eggnog? Is it rum? I don't know. Okay, on topic of makeup, we're gonna press this on and push it in, and it doesn't have that dry look, and it feels hydrating. You feel like you have moisturizer on, okay? Makeup will always look like makeup, but it should look like good makeup. But I don't like to focus my full coverage at the beginning. I like to focus on where I need to touch up at the end. Ashley, have a good day. Okay. We are going to go into the Incognito next. Anytime you're using any kind of a traditional concealer, I think you should prep with some kind of a balm. And so I use Saint's Balm. Everybody has their preference. I'm going to grab Saint's Balm and I put it under my eyes. Your under eyes are a soft tissue. They have texture to them. And sometimes with some concealers, Tarte's one of the ones that just kind of, and NARS and NYX, they have a, they don't have the movability that I like. And so they get crepey and they get textured really easily under the eyes because under eyes is a different kind of texture. Incognito has movability, and so you can put it on, and you want hydration under any concealer that you make, okay? And so I always wipe it off. I don't want it super goopy on here. And I'm gonna add this to my little Cupid's bow onto my chin because it's about, I'm using shade 2, a couple shades lighter than my skin tone, you can already tell. And then right here, I'm gonna add it above my brows. And this should be lighter than your actual skin tone. This is supposed to look like reflecting light. I'm gonna grab a little more and I'm gonna go over my scarring right here. And then I'm gonna go into that little shine right here. We're gonna go up into that inner corner where I have darkness. And then we're gonna go right here and right here. And we're going to cancel the darkness. And I bring it down into my smile line. Light pulls out, whereas darkness pulls in. So for my smile lines, I wanna lift. So I add a little bit of concealer there and I go up my orbital bone right here, okay? And then we're gonna take the small end of the buff brush. I like this brush because it has a big end for foundation and then a small end for concealer. And I've been sitting here talking and chatting. This has movability. This blends out without being really stiff, so it's not gonna tug and pull on your skin, which you don't wanna do. Okay, we don't need to help the maturity along. We want to take care of it, cushion it. And look at how pretty that is. Let your skin look like your skin. I'm going to get my nose later. And then I'm going to tap onto my smile line here. I'm going to tap on right here, going up my orbital bone, up into this inner corner here, up, clean up right here. And then I'm going on to that soft tissue last. And that balm is working with the concealer. Okay, and then we can go in and we can start adding our shadow tones, which I'm going to be using Saint because it has more pigment and it gives foundational coverage, which you won't get with other makeup brands, and they're $16. So don't you want something that's going to give you the coverage you want, like foundational coverage, and have that high, it has 80% pigmentation at $16. You can't get high pigmentation in a good price. You can't. All right, so we're just tapping that in. You should always be tapping on your under eyes, and we can always add more at the end if we need to. It's kind of like your eye makeup. You can't judge your eye makeup until the rest is done. And so we're going to apply our makeup and then decide what needs tweaking, and that could be coverage, that could be tones, that could be anything. All right, I'm gonna go into my palette here, and I'm gonna go into these two colors. This is Cedar Contour, and this has 80% pigmentation in it. This has foundational coverage. This is Xanadu Bronzer. This has a bit of shimmer to it, but it has high pigment and foundational coverage, okay? This is gonna be my blush. This is Rosewood. It's beautiful for the fall and winter. This has foundational coverage and high pigment. And that's what you're wanting when you're putting your makeup on, because then you don't end up with so much makeup on your face and then you end up looking like a birthday cake. All right. I'm going to use the large end of the buff brush. I'm going to go into Cedar first. And I'm just going to go on the top part of my face here, forehead, face. This is going to match my tone. So I have hyperpigmentation, and this has a little bit of coolness. I'm warm. And so I add this in, and it's going to work with my hyperpigmentation. Instead of pulling it through, it's going to help camouflage it. And it's going to work with the tones I already have. So grabbing that cedar, and you just got to put it where your natural shadowing is. We have natural shadowing from our hair and the fact that our face isn't one-dimensional. We're not flat-faced. So we're just putting this on, and then it's working with that concealer that was put right in the middle. We're just blurring the edges right there. And that gives you a nice, I mean, my skin looks like my skin. I have sheen to it. If you want matte, that's fine. We can handle that at the end. Don't apply makeup for a matte finish. Adjust it at the end. Okay, that way you don't always have to add shimmer to your face to make it look hydrated. Your skin's flex mixed with your makeup should give you that luminosity. Okay, grabbing some more of that cedar, and I'm gonna go above this natural shadow here. We're gonna go up top right here, and I'm working it in an up-down motion into that temple and down. And this is gonna help with that hyperpigmentation that I have right here. I got this guy, and so this works with it to help hide it because it's a similar tone to my hyperpigmentation. It's makeup, not magic. Makeup wears down. This is a high touch area. When you get on the phone, that's where it touches. So understanding it's makeup, not magic. Okay, you could always touch up if you need to. I never do. Okay, now I'm gonna go into that Xanadu color. And I'm going to go right here and right here. And I'm going to bring it around the eye to the brow, just like that. That just adds a little kiss of warmth to my face. Okay, grabbing some more of that Xanadu outside of the brow, on top of the cheekbone out here. But I like picking colors that work together as one. And then I can go right here and just buff this down like that. Okay, now I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna do my nose, and I use my ring fingers. Okay, we're grabbing the ring fingers and we're gonna put it on, and then we're gonna go up and down the top sides, not the sides, the top sides, just like that. And if they touch and it comes together, that's okay too. Square off the tip, and we're just gonna give this a little blenderoo. Grab that big end and we're gonna tap it out. And I don't mind bringing it together. I have a bump on my nose, and this works well if you have maybe a little crooked nose. If you have a bump, that's that. All right, grabbing that concealer again. And we're going to take that, wipe it off, and we're gonna hit the tip, boop, and then we're gonna go right up the middle of the bridge. You're gonna use your finger. I find fingers give you a little more control. It won't push it too wide, because remember, lightness pulls out. So we have our shadowing pushing in and slimming things down, and then the brightness just straightens things out. That's a good looking schnoz, right? Right. Just want to take care of the tip. Anyways, blendy, blendy, blend. All right, getting there, getting there. My face does go faster. Okay, we're gonna go into that Frenchy color right here. This peachy color, I sometimes use it under my eyes. I didn't today. And I'm gonna take this, and this is gonna work with my blush. That it has foundational coverage, but I have scarring and I wanna hide it, but also I don't have a lot of, you can see my apples, but then you can't see my apples. So I wanna bring a more neutral color to my apples. And I'm using Frenchy to hide my scarring, and it's gonna work as part of my blush. Okay, then we're gonna go into that color Rosewood here. I'm gonna go right up here, just like that. Sorry, we're gonna take a sip of coffee. I just got this cup. I got it from TJ Maxx. Isn't it cute? I saw it and I was like, oh, that would look so good on my Monday Live. All right, big end of the brush. We're gonna tap into Rosewood first. And I just blend it around, go into that temple. I keep it up high because I'm wanting lift, okay? I want lift. I'm 44, I'm turning 45 Monday. So my next live will be on my birthday. 45 is a hard number for me this year. Anyways, I'm tapping in and I'm just blending this out using a stippling motion because I have maturing skin. Stippling is your best friend when you have maturing skin. I use this small end to just blend it in, okay? Bringing it down and around. Hitting that rosewood, that darker tone up here. If I bring that down too soon, it's gonna pull my scarring. So I like to get it good and blend it out, and then I go into that Frenchy color right here. Okay, putting that in, putting that on. Okay, now I'm gonna set my makeup. And after I set my makeup and I do all this stuff and I get my brows on and my lips on, because sometimes your lips distract from other things. This is why I say wait to the end to do things. I'm gonna set my makeup. I am oily, so I have a skincare with Beauty Society that's geared towards maturing oily skin. So it helps keep things balanced, but I do go greasy pretty quick. So I do things to help combat that. Part of that is my skincare and then my setting sprays. I love the Plush and Prep Mist. It reminds me of Charlotte Tilbury, but it doesn't work as good as, say, the Professionals. My favorite, and I'm hoping there's a Black Friday sale, is Blue Marble. This one's my favorite. I get it off of Amazon. It's so good. It's film forming. It's so good. All right, we're gonna take this, we're gonna spray it around. Get your face good and damp. You're dealing with creams here and hydrating foundation, so get it good and damp. And then we're gonna get setting powder. Setting powder, to me, I'm very particular about it. This is Blotting Dust by Saint. And it has a sheen to it so I can set my makeup, but it's not gonna matte me out. If you want something that's more mattifying, Laura Mercier. I've had this thing for a long time. This I use on my brides. This is what I use when somebody needs to wear their makeup for a couple days, which I have a client whose makeup I do. She'll call me and she's like, I'm going to Seattle and I have to present tomorrow. Will you do my makeup today for my, and she will not wash her face until she finishes her thing. Blue Marble and that stuff for the win. All right, I'm gonna take a fluffier brush. This is a shape brush, and I'm gonna go into my powder, and I'm gonna start where my low texture is, and for me, that's up here. And I'll start there, and then I'll bring it in and then down. I don't apply heavy powder directly to a high texture area because it's going to enhance that texture. So don't apply direct powder to an area like this because it's going to enhance it. So we're gonna grab some more powder, and I'm gonna start out here where I have the least texture, and I'll bring it down where my phone hits first, and then I'll go to my smile lines, up my cheek, and then I'll bring it to my under eye. Under eye last. It's like glitter. You think it's gone, but it's not. And it's taken it down quite a bit, but I still have that skin look. Okay, I have not found that L'Oreal one. I have not. I have the setting spray upstairs. I just keep forgetting to bring it downstairs. But the powder I haven't found, and I've been to a lot of places, and they just are out of stock. All right, I'm grabbing this, going to that temple again, going down the side where my phone hits, into my smile line, onto those pores, and then my under eyes, over the nose, and then around the mouth. Amazon. I need to try the Amazon one. All right, I need to try the Amazon link. I'm getting ready. I'm just prioritizing like gifts right now. I tried Walmart. Our Walmart's terrible. I couldn't even find holiday pillows. I was just there yesterday. Okay, let's pop on some brows and then lips, and then we're gonna adjust anything, but I don't see myself needing a lot of adjustments now that things are clicking on. But do you see the way the eyes have popped together? Wait till we put some brows on. All right, I need a brush. All right, here we go. Take a spoolie, comb them brows into place. We're gonna put some brows on. Okay, I'm going in, I use eyeshadow. I prefer eyeshadow. We do have pencils. I like the pencils too. This is just easy because I want a mirror in my face. Okay, so we're going into Trust, and then I'm gonna start on this inner corner, and we're gonna just outline the bottom. Outline the bottom, and then I do bring mine a little farther out, but this is why I like those palette twos so much, is I can get my product and my face, and I can see myself, okay? So if you don't have one of these, go get the Nostalgia Collection. Put the stuff in your big palette and make that your brow palette. All right, going onto the top a quarter of the way in, and I'm just gonna outline the top. and give myself the illusion of brows on the tail because I don't. And then I'm going to square off the corner here and just start adding hair flicks. Bing, bing, boom. Oh, it's another doozy on the live. Every Monday is a long live, guys. Every Monday. Okay, we're going in. We're going around. We're going to start at that bottom corner and we're going to get that top one up and over. Today was a long one. I talked mainly about the releases. And if you haven't made your list, you should. My top picks while I'm doing my brows: Advent Calendar, Diamonds Are Forever, the pink. I like that the most. I don't use a lot of dark lip colors. I typically use lip liners and I mix it with the Diamonds Are Forever. So for me, Diamonds Are Forever and the pink is my top pick over all of the other lipsticks. I say get them in the tin. Personally, I love this shimmer. It's so pretty. It's so pretty, okay? Oh, I love it. Okay. Oak is an eyeshadow that is in my kit. So I have Oak here and Trust here. I use more Trust than Oak, but I like having Oak on hand. Okay. Let's add some lippy lip. I'm going to use my contour to contour my lips. I'm going to go in on the small end and I'm going to grab a little contour and I'm going to go right down here and right up here. And we're just going to add a little shadow. Okay. And then I'm going to take nothing. I'm just going to do the shadowing today. All right. I'm going to use Plum lip liner. It is my favorite. I've been using it so much and it goes so well with the Nostalgia collection. Okay. Ribbon is one of your favorites in the Advent Calendar. Yes, it is. Okay. Do I like it better than Drift? I like it differently than Drift. If that's what you're asking, if I like Drift or Ribbon, they're different. This one is glammy and gorgeous. Like you will get compliments on this one. Hands down. It's so good. All right. Plum lip liner is my favorite. This is such a pretty color. And you're going to line your lips. I think this is one of those things where a lot of young people don't use lip liner. But if you have straw lines, you want that barrier and it gives your lip a finished look. Okay. So lining the lips. Don't outer line. Don't. Okay. Look at how pretty color that is. Okay. It's, oh, I love it. I love it, love it. Okay. So got that on. And then I'm going to take Sadie from the Nostalgia collection. It's just nice having everything clip into one place. Do I think they're going to sell it on its own? Which one? Dream? Which one? Ribbon. Oh, Ribbon. I don't know. If they do, it's a year out. I don't know if they're going to do the collections again. They haven't told us that. They have the last 2 years. They actually told us they weren't going to use the Advent for the collections this year, and then they did. The year before, they did a shade of the month, and it was Advent colors. But look at how pretty that is. It's just a nice, super neutral color. I'm going to zoom in. Wipe makeup off my fingers. Okay. I don't do super glammy cut crease makeup. This is more of like, I'm going to say it and maybe I'm wrong, but this is just how I feel about the way I do makeup. I feel like I do glam makeup for an everyday person. Like this is a realistic glam look, not something that's got a heavy filter on it, not something that's going to feel unreachable. I love watching Bailey Sarian, but dang, that's some unreachable makeup. Plus, I don't want that much. Like when I watch some people, there's that Nikki chick, watching their makeup, there's so much makeup on their face. This is so pretty, but look at that shimmer from Ribbon next to Clementine. Most people will say Clementine just isn't for them. This is really pretty, and it's also, let me see here. Where I just get in the weeds, doggone it. I'm going to take Ribbon right here, okay? It is wild how it looks right now. It looks like a jelly. It's wild. It is just wild. So you can take this color. Yesterday I did my makeup, if you saw my live on, and you just get to blend it around, and I faded it up in that gradient look I used to do. And then you could take Clementine, this wild color, and you put it on top. It's so pretty with it. It's stunning. I love it. But I'm telling you, it just makes it look glossy and so stinking, oh, it's like fairy dust for your eyes. I'm trying to take all this stuff off. But it's so, Clementine is also so pretty too. And then paired with, like, I used this color and this color and this color and this color together. I don't think these are 4 colors you would, like, sure, of course, yeah, put those together, duh. But to think you could put this here and then this here, I'm sorry, but you wouldn't think that those are colors you would put together. I think my makeup is a doable, achievable way of doing your makeup. I knew I wanted to do this. I kind of want to add some more warm orange to my eyes, but I'm not gonna. Where am I? I kind of want, I miss Leo. I miss Leo a lot. That was my go-to. This is Leo. And it was so, so pretty. And I'm so bummed I want to add it. We're gonna grab a little bit of Leo, and I want to put that right up here. Look at how much prettier it is. Leo's the best. If you have Leo, it's the best. Okay, I need to wipe my makeup off my arm. I'm telling you, like, it just doesn't want to come off. So that putty powder has staying power if you're worried about a color that won't fade. I wouldn't be surprised if they came out with more colors like the putty powder, but the color I'm telling you, it's makeup. It washes off. There's no commitment to trying something, and you should have fun with makeup. I would 100% wear this when I go and do this potential benefit. This ribbon color is going to be just littered on my eyes. It's just so pretty, and I bet it's so pretty stacked on top of anything. But I absolutely, like oak, I bet it's so pretty on top of oak. Where's my brow? Now I want to try just stacking it on my arm. So we got oak, this nice brown color, and some ribbon on top of it. Let's add some more. Look at how pretty. Oh, I can't wait. Okay. Makeup should be fun, or we're doing it wrong. That's it. That's it, the end. So now's the time, last chance, okay? Tomorrow's your day to buy makeup for yourself for the holidays, because chances are once you start Black Friday shopping, you're going to be making sure you fill, this is what happens to me, and this is why I say it this way. You're going to fill the cart with a bunch of things for people, and then you're going to see the cart total, and the first things you start pulling off of that cart are things for you. Isn't it, my chickens? I've got 18 chickens now. I didn't even want one. I don't even eat eggs. But I got 18 chickens now. But I thought I'd wear one of my Christmas sweaters. Now I'm going to go take it off because it's November and it's not time for Christmas in my house yet. But when you're filling your cart for Christmas on Black Friday, the first person you're removing to make that balance feel doable is stuff for you. So tomorrow, when the releases happen, get stuff for you. You could always try to come back and get stuff for other people with Saint later. Tomorrow's your day. Tomorrow's the day that you want to fill your stocking with stuff. You want to get the eyeshadows. You want to get the Advent. It's fun. It's such a fun little treat. So go and have some fun with yourself. Buy yourself something pretty. Buy yourself some happy. Because once Black Friday comes, you're going to just hear the I wants from everybody. You're going to be shopping at places you don't buy for yourself, like Cabela's. I don't buy for, anyways. Okay, tomorrow's your day. Celebrate you. Eggs are good for you. When I was pregnant with my second or third, something happened with the texture and I just couldn't. Although for some reason, when I go out for breakfast, I will order an egg. I don't know why, but I also like the one with the yolk where it comes out. I can't make those. And I don't like the way my husband makes them at all. So I eat eggs when I go out. I'll have a hard-boiled egg at Easter. That's the only time I'll eat hard-boiled eggs at Easter. They taste different on Easter, right? It's like a Snickers bar at Halloween. I don't like a Snickers bar, but I love a Halloween fun-size Snickers bar. Fun size in February? No. But October fun-size Snickers taste different. I operate weird. I don't know, but that's my Monday Live. That's my makeup. If I don't know if this would be considered full glam. I would punch up my blush. I would jazz up my contour, and I would probably wear a different lip. But for eyeshadow, oh, it's pretty. It's pretty. This Advent is fun. This color doesn't look as scary on anymore, correct? It looks more pink than plum, and it's so pretty. And then this has just that fairy sparkle in it. This is an easy, checks a lot of people's boxes kind of thing. They come with lids on them, so you can gift them. They don't come out like this. They come out with a lid, so you can easily look at it, decide you don't like it, and gift it. Most makeup comes in a sachet bag if you're getting anything else, and so you can just stick those things in a little sachet bag. I wish I had one just right here, but I've cleaned. But you can gift things you don't like. Why? These are really great. These are really great colors. Not gonna lie, these are a little more neutral for me than I want, but the shimmers are really checking some boxes. Illuminators, if you miss Glamazing, if you missed Starlit, if you miss Photoshop, if you're missing those colors, I bet this would be really pretty in the summer as an illuminator. Obviously not to its full pigment, but it would be so pretty if it was just lightly rubbed into bronzer. It would be pretty. Anyways, that's my live. I'll be back next Monday on my birthday. I'll probably be drinking at that one. 45 is a hard number. I don't know why I'm struggling. Everybody has that number that was hard for them. 40 was hard. I don't know what I'm gonna do at 50. It's a number that, I don't know. I love saying, I don't know. 44, I feel good saying. 45 feels like a different space. For me, everybody feels differently about it. I don't think it's bad. It just feels like, it just feels different. It's nothing, I'm not yucking a yum about being 45. A lot of people don't get to be. A lot of people don't get to be whatever. So, I mean, I'm happy. It just feels hard. Don't take it away from me. A lot of people do that. Anyways, I will see you next Monday. Have